On a time, in a small, peaceful village surrounded by golden rice fields, there lived an old farmer and his three sons. The father had worked hard all his life, rising before dawn and resting only when the last light of the day faded behind the bamboo groves. His greatest wish was that his sons would live in harmony and continue to care for the land he had tended with love and sweat. As the years went by, the three sons grew up strong and capable. The eldest was tall and quiet, serious about his work. The second was cheerful and quick-tempered, always wanting things his way. The youngest was kind, but somewhat lazy, often daydreaming by the pond instead of helping in the field. When their father became too old to farm, he divided his land and house equally among them. At first, things went smoothly. They shared meals, helped one another during harvest season, but as time passed, selfishness began to grow between them, like weeds in a field left untended. One dry season, water became scarce. The eldest son wanted to dig a well only for his family. The second refused to share his buffalo, and the youngest kept all the rice he harvested for himself. Slowly, they stopped talking to each other. The laughter that once echoed across the fields disappeared, replaced by silence and cold glances. Their father, now weak and gray-haired, watched from afar with a heavy heart. He missed the days when his boys ran together through the rice fields, sharing every simple joy. One afternoon, as he sat beneath the banyan tree, he decided to teach them a final lesson. He called his three sons to his bedside. "My sons," he said softly, "bring me a bundle of bamboo sticks." When they did, he handed the bundle to the eldest and said, "Try to break it." The eldest tried with all his strength, but the bundle did not break. The second tried next, and then the youngest, yet none of them could snap the tightly bound sticks. The father untied the bundle and gave each son a single stick. "Now," he said quietly, "break one." Each son broke his stick, easily. The old man looked at them with tired but loving eyes. "My sons," he said, "if you stay together, no one can harm you. But if you live apart, each caring only for himself, you will break as easily as these sticks." The sons stood silently. For the first time in years, they looked at each other, truly looked, and saw how far they had drifted apart. The eldest lowered his head in shame. The second's eyes softened, and the youngest felt tears welling up. From that day on, they changed as began helping the youngest rebuild his roof after a storm. The second lent his buffalo to plow the other's fields. They began eating together again, laughing as they used to. Slowly, warmth returned to their home, like sunlight after a long rain. Seasons passed, and the father's health faded. One quiet morning, he passed away peacefully in his sleep, his face calm and gentle. The three sons stood beside him, holding his hands, knowing he had left them the most precious gift, not land, not wealth, but the wisdom of love and unity. Years later, when people walked past their village, they often saw three families working side by side in the same field. The brothers' children played together near the pond, their laughter echoing across the valley. The old man's house still stood beneath the banyan tree, its wooden door always open, as if his spirit still watched over them. And so, the father's words lived on, in the sound of the wind through the rice fields, in the creak of the bamboo fence, and in the hearts of those who learned that family, when united, is stronger than anything that may try to break it. When hearts stay together, even the smallest home becomes a paradise. But when love is lost, even the largest land turns empty.